In 1991, the launch of the World Wide Web marked a technical achievement that would forever change human lives. In 1991, the same year the World Wide Web was launched, a boy named Carlo Acutis was born in Italy. He would go on to harness this groundbreaking technology to impact others' lives profoundly. Carlo epitomized a typical 90s kid, enjoying his PlayStation and the vast new opportunities provided by the internet. However, he was also deeply religious. By the age of 11, he had created a website that cataloged Eucharistic miracles, merging his tech skills with his devout faith.
Carlo didn't understand why some of his peers didn't have the same understanding and devotion to the Eucharist. He asked his parents, "Why do we see people lining up for soccer games or rock concerts, long lines, big crowds, but we don't see people lining up to see the Blessed Sacrament?" And so for 2 years, Carlo worked with his family to produce an exhibition on Eucharistic miracles throughout history and around the world. And this premiered during the Year of the Eucharist, proclaimed by Pope John Paul II.
Antonia Salzano, the mother of Carlo Acutis, notes that after his first communion at age 7, Carlo never missed an opportunity to receive the Eucharist, drawing strength from it to live a life of integrity. This profound connection to Christ also gave him the fortitude to accept his terminal diagnosis when it was unexpectedly delivered by his doctor.
Carlo,
when they told him that he had leukemia, that it was a disease that he could even die of, he smiled and said, "The Lord gave me a beautiful alarm clock," as if to say, "My time has come." Then he said, "I'm not coming out of this alive, Mom, but I'll give you many signs. Don't worry."
Carlo died of leukemia in 2006 at the age of 15.
Certainly many people remember this funeral. It seemed more like a feast than a funeral, but indeed, I think the festivity was because Carlo then ended up in heaven immediately. As he'd asked the Lord, "I offer my sufferings for the Pope and the Church, in order not to go to purgatory, but to go directly to heaven." And I believe that the Lord listened to him.
Born in London and raised in Milan, Carlo Acutis is now entombed in the Church of St. Mary Major and the Sanctuary of the Spoliazione in Assisi's Old Town. The term spoliazione, which translates to divesting, refers to St. Francis of Assisi's renunciation of wealth.
I, as usual, am saying that Carlo is my little teacher, because he is teaching me so much, above all, to rediscover two great treasures of my life, the Eucharist and love for the Virgin Mary. He was able to say the Rosary every single day, and also go to Mass every day. And then, another thing that comes to me so much is his totality in God. For him, there was no halfway. It was all or nothing. When he said before he died that he didn't mind dying, yet so young, because he hadn't lost even a minute of his life doing things that didn't please God. And he said, to always be close to Jesus, that's my life's plan. And this strikes me very much. I too want that totality in God.
Another great phrase from Carlo that sums up his devotion to the Eucharist is Carlo liked to say, "The people who place themselves in front of the sun get a tan, while people who place themselves in front of the Eucharist become saints."
Carlo Acutis has not only changed the life of his mother, who has found her way back to God through her son, he's also a role model for many young Christians today, because he showed that even simple actions can have a big impact.
Carlo believed that the best time to pray was during Mass, right after the consecration. He said this is the best time in which he liked to speak to Jesus and to ask for graces. And people in his parish actually commented they were struck seeing this 9-10-year-old little boy and how reverently he went up to receive communion, and how he would sit and pray in silence and kneel before the tabernacle in prayer.
But Carlo Acutis' short life is also a challenge for every Catholic because it poses an important question.
If we really believe that Jesus is present in the Holy Eucharist, why don't we make every effort that we can to try to pray in front of the tabernacle and to receive the Blessed Sacrament as often as we can?